Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Nation. We are back. Hope you guys all had a good Christmas and all that kind of stuff. How'd you guys do? Did you guys all have a good Christmas, good holiday, all that stuff?
I had a
Absolutely.
blast.
It was good, man. It was definitely cool. The kids' faces lit up, man. Video games, playing. What do we get? Lego Dimensions. We got the Super Marvel Lego game for the kids.
How's Lego Dimensions? Because I know, like,
Buddy, I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun. I mean, listen, maybe it's because I'm sitting there, with my son, we're having a good time. The game is so interactive. My son's and we got the new Skylanders too. We must have like 50, 60 Skylander, figurines and shit to put on the goddamn thing. But the thing that's different about Lego Dimensions is the game really. Well, first of all, it tells you what to do. It's like you need to build this, you need to do this. But then the interaction between it, like the way Skylanders is, but instead of just putting the toy on top of the platform, you have to build the toy and then put it up on top. And I mean, it's a not complicated, but it's an in-depth thing. It's not like it's 4 Legos for the Batman car. Like it takes like a good 10 minutes to put that together. To put the portal thing together took about the whole big portal thing took maybe about 15, 20 minutes. But you do it with your kid, you have a good time. And the
yeah,
game is decently a lot of fun. Is it simplistic? Absolutely. I wouldn't recommend maybe somebody our age getting into it. But if you got a nephew
yeah.
or a kid, it's a lot of fun, man. We really enjoyed that. For 2 days straight after Christmas, the whole family, we were all kind of jamming out with it, so it's neat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's interesting is, like, even though it's kind of not cool to say so, I actually like Skylanders. So, and I kind of like Amiibos too. So, yeah.
Well,
I
the,
mean,
the company that makes Skylanders, or one of the companies, there's a few that are involved, not Activision, but the actual developers, Vicarious, I believe it's Vicarious Visions. They're right down. They're about maybe 15 minutes from my office where I work, so they're local to us. So it's fun. I put my son's name on the list whenever they have like tests, before they new action figures and stuff, and they want kids to go in and play it between ranges of age of 5 to 10 or 5 to 12. My son got to go one time. It's a lot of fun, man. It's really neat to go and test stuff out. So
yeah, I mean that is cool, and what's interesting was because I looked at one of Warrior Ward's videos the other day. He did one about Disney Infinity 3.0
yeah,
or whatever. It's the
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars one,
Yeah.
and he really sold me on that, man, on that video. He's like, it's awesome. He's like, I'm not playing as Ahsoka, but this is episode 2. She's not in episode 2. It's amazing. You can make your own adventure, and I was just like, damn, man, he sells that game really well. Even though, I mean, like, he's a big Star Wars fan and stuff, and that's cool. And he's like, he made a lot of good points, man. So it's like those games, they are catered more probably towards families and stuff. But I
Right.
don't think there's anything wrong with it if other people want to
Absolutely
play it.
not.
Like, I
Absolutely.
mean, like, I actually considered getting, like, I saw Lego Dimensions on sale. I was like, man, that'd be kind of cool, because I actually like those Lego games. I buy them. Like, I like the Lego Batman ones, and
Yep.
I played a lot of the Lego Star Wars ones in the past and things like that. So I think they're pretty interesting.
Right.
I definitely like the whole, like, collectability thing, because me, I'm a collector. I collect a lot of different stuff, so it's like interesting to kind of get into that, as far as that. But
Speaking of
what about?
I was
Go
gonna say,
ahead.
speaking of Lego games, we had Lego Batman 3 and Lego Marvel for $5. I don't know if
Yes,
it's still on sale right now. And then we had the Lego Star Wars, the complete saga,
on
360 backwards
360,
compatible.
which
Yeah,
is backwards
$5
compatible.
too.
Yeah, those are, dude, the deals. They aren't getting any deals like mentioned much as far as like the media for whatever reason, but you can get Alien Isolation right now on Xbox One for 750 or $10 for Alien Isolation with all the DLC, like the movie DLC, all that. There's like a lot of stuff involved
Well,
in
let
that.
me ask, Crap, can I ask the panel a question here? Me and you were going back and forth, so you answered my question, but I wanted to ask Blackie and Wolf. I was really contemplating. Sometimes you just sit there before you pull the trigger, and you're like, let me see if the price will go down a little bit, because it's not a game that you necessarily wanted to jump into. But then when it's a good price, the Evil Within is now $26.40, down from $80. It's the I'm not gonna give it the right. They call it the digital bundle. It's all 4 DLC pieces included for $26.40 on Xbox for sale right now. Wolf, did you or Blackie get a chance to play it?
Man, if I
I
wanted to
played it
shit on
out now.
myself, Mooch, I would go take a laxative. I don't need to scary like the people within. I heard that game is very scary. So
Yeah,
Listen, I like them every once in a while. Blackie, listen, I can't agree with you more. I'm not a big fan of putting in a creep game, But the fact that it's made by one of the original makers of Resident Evil, and I grew up playing those games on PlayStation, and actually the Nintendo GameCube, I think, had one of the exclusive rights to the Resident Evil games. And like, we played the shit out of those. The fact that it's got that same game mechanic and same eeriness to it, with the choppy kind of
It's kind of a Resident Evil 4 almost kind of feel. Yeah, I mean, it is. Look, I'll tell you, like, for all the DLC and stuff, that's a pretty good deal. I picked it up off GameFly. They did a sale a while ago. It was like $12 for the physical copy. I picked it up. At the time, it had black bars. I didn't like that.
They got rid of that crap.
Yeah, they got rid of it. They patched it. I haven't played it since they patched it. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I mean, what about you, Wolf? Did you play that, or do you have any input?
I played it at launch. I actually bought it day one. It's a great game. Definitely better than The Last of Us. That's all I'm going to say.
Awesome. Nice jab. All right, cool. Thank you.
But there was, speaking of sales, there was actually a Sunset Overdrive with all the DLC for $25. I don't know if it's there anymore, but that was a steal right there.
Wolf, do they have the DLC for sale separately?
I believe, just to correct him real quick, the regular game was $25 and the DLC add-ons, everything was $33.
Was it?
Yeah, the DLC.
Oh, okay. I'm only saying it based on what somebody else told me. So
yeah, and Moose, to answer your question, the DLC, it was not on sale separately. They had it. I guess it was like $33 for the game with the DLC. But real quickly, I was playing that. We were all playing it. Me, Wolf, Markham, Chief, all of us, and that game is going to age very well. Sunset Overdrive is a technical marvel as far as how much stuff is on screen and the smoothness of it and the colors, the artwork, the art style. Like, it's really amazing. If you don't have Sunset Overdrive, you just got an Xbox. You deserve to get that game. It's literally like a Nintendo game for adults. It's really awesome.
Yeah, you know what? That was one of my favorite, most anticipated games last year. Great game. I almost wish it would have come out this year because earlier in the year, like say one of the first few months, because I feel like it would have sold better. There would have been more Xbox Ones out there, and we'd probably be getting a sequel as a sure thing because obviously, spoiler alert, they do play it off that there's a sequel at the end if you stay post-credits and watch. So I think it's interesting that they obviously had more games in mind, and obviously, even though Microsoft doesn't own the IP, probably like Alan Wake, they do own the publishing rights to the games. You know what I mean? To at least a certain amount. I've heard they own three Alan Wake publishing rights. You know what I'm saying? So they probably have some kind of similar deal with Insomniac Games, and Insomniac Games is obviously a little bit busy now, but hopefully Phil comes out and and says something or likes the game enough to kind of lock it down or something along those lines, because
crap, this is breaking news that I'm just catching for me. If it's old news to you guys, just stop me and remind me. But I believe it's Xbox Mad, I think, just put this out. Halo and Destiny co-creator Joseph Staten listed as lead writer for ReCore. Joseph Staten, the main writer behind the popular Halo novels and video games, and the co-creator of Destiny, is also the lead writer for upcoming Xbox exclusive ReCore. So this massive news for fans for the franchise. His quote from the author here of the article was, "My excitement for ReCore just went through the roof." Basically, Microsoft looks like they just stole a Bungie employee back again, and they did it. That's a huge.
Well, Joe Staten actually has been went back to Microsoft after leaving Bungie, right? And he left Bungie because this is what happened. He wrote the story for Destiny. They scrapped that story completely. That's why he left.
Okay.
They scrapped his story. And that whole thing with Marty O'Donnell leaving as well or whatever because they didn't use it. They basically treated him like shit. If you look at where the biggest shithole is right now in gaming, it's Activision. Bungie, obviously, I know you play Destiny, but just with the money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is a money pit.
They're doing the remakes that aren't really remakes at all, just basically backwards compatible ports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not really anything special. And then obviously Call of Duty, they're still cranking them damn things out like crazy. So I think that they're the biggest kind of scumbags in gaming right now.
Yeah.
But this is big news because he wrote some of the earlier Halo games. Obviously, a great writer. It's good to see him working in in that capacity again. And wow, Recore, if you weren't already excited for Recore, man, this has got to really excite you.
You got the creator of Metroid Prime
Yeah.
and Mega Man, and then you got him, the writer of Halo and Destiny.
Yeah, so basically you get the hype starting already, right? Like you could tell they're trying to get the Recore hype going, and I'm glad to see this because we're almost in the year that it's supposed to come out.
Right.
So I will say this though, to those that don't think it'll come out next year, it might not come out in the spring, but they did do the same thing with Sunset Overdrive, showed a CGI trailer at E3, and then it came out the next year. You know what I mean? So they could still do something like that with this game, and I think that would be really phenomenal. Mic check, Titanfall Princess, are you actually here?
In spirit.
Nancy, you there?
I'm hoping she got her mic kind of sorted out.
It's not muted, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, we hear you.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
are. Did you have downloads
Wolf,
going?
how the hell you doing?
Good. How are you?
Like I told everybody else before you got on there, I had a hell of a week.
Yeah.
These people are hating worse than all BSG people and Xbox Nation, you guys all put together. Man, they hate me.
No, hold on. Let me say one thing. Type in Crap Gamer in YouTube and then come back with me with that hate. Or type in Crap Gamer in Google. And
Oh
then
no,
come back
I looked at some of your crap. I looked at some of your crap on there. I saw it all. Trust me, since you've been on BGST, you know, like I said, I've been watching Zaire for a while now. When I was with my ex, he put it on.
Oh, joking. I'm just kidding.
Guys came in, so I got to listen to all you guys, and I've been following all you guys, and that's why I said, that's why, you know, I appreciate you letting me talk a little bit tonight, because I do have some things to say.
Now hold on.
Just let you know, I had a couple glasses of wine, so I'm probably going to be real talkative tonight.
A drunk Irish. Hold on, Nancy. One second. Let me set this up in case anybody isn't really in the loop. I don't do drama stuff on my channel. It's not exactly that. But what's going on with a member of this particular group, I feel like it should be addressed a little bit.
It's not. It wasn't
that's
about
just
drama.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just setting the audience. You know, I'm trying to set the audience up. Maybe they're not familiar, and we're just going to cover this real quick, and then get back to the games or whatever. You know, there's a certain faction of YouTube.
That's exactly what I was going to do. That's exactly what I said. I said I wanted that I could talk about a couple things, and that's all I was going to do. I mentioned about, you know, I just wanted to say about.
She's bought and out. She is.
I addressed Mr. P-Flow shit. He's an ex. If they don't, if they can't get that, then they're dumbasses. Okay. I also just wanted to say, if I was trying to hide anything,
he used to comment on BGST videos and stuff, and he was in Bang Bang. It was a big guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So basically, if you guys missed that, that was her ex, and he gave her his channel.
Exactly. And also, if I was gonna hide anything, I would just open a brand new damn channel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But he already had some subscribers and things like that, and some of your videos or whatever up there. So you just.
The bottom line is that people hate on women. I've watched videos, and they hate on women who post pictures, and they say that women are posting pictures, excuse my mouth, but with tits and ass, just for views. And they say they hate that, but yet you're asking me to do the same thing. So I don't get that. You know, I mean, it's just a few things. And then once again, if I was a Sony pony, a PC, or a Nintendo gamer, this shit wouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
You know,
well, like me, I didn't really.
I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not bringing out anybody's name. It just wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And to let you all know, I hang out with whoever I want to hang out. I'm a grown ass woman, and nobody tells me what to do. So all I'm telling them is just to get a life and get some games and play games.
Yeah.
And I'll show people what I want to show them, when I want to fucking show them, and no one can tell me to do otherwise. Like I said, it wasn't about hating on anybody. It was just overall about me, and that's the bottom line, and I'm done with it.
Okay.
I just said what I had to say, and now we're done.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's unfortunate that this kind of stuff goes on in the community. What happens is you have a certain faction of YouTube that are supposed to be doing gaming-related videos. They've run out of ideas and things to talk about. There's plenty to talk about, especially for these PC guys that don't do anything but talk about console stuff, right? I mean, Steam literally took a week for them to talk about or apologize for this big problem. There's this other big story that came out, and I saw none of these people covering. That is almost 1 million Steam accounts hacked yearly. 77,000 per month. There's plenty of stuff to talk about, but what do they talk about? They want to talk about other men, women, especially Xbox guys, Xbox women. That's what it comes down to. They're Oprah Winfrey wannabes. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous to me that these people would do that. Not only that, but the whole transgender, transex, all this kind of bullshit, right? The funniest part to that is, look at these guys' channels and look at them. Look who they call racist and homophobic.
Exactly.
Me, Zaire, Mooch. They're calling all of us those things, and then they go turn around and do the same exact things. So I know there's going to be a lot of supporters for all this stuff or whatever, and you guys know who I'm talking about. I don't have to mention any names, but look in the mirror.
That's why
Look
I
at
don't
the
have
people.
names.
Look at the people that called me, Mooch, Zaire, all these different things. That we were bigots. We're this. We're that. We're homophobic. We're racist. And now look at what they're doing. They're basically cyberbullying, harassing, being bigots. They're doing all these things. And why are they doing them? Simply because she's gotten 1,000 subscribers and they feel that she's a threat or what have you, because her ex's name was Mr. P Flows on the fucking account before he gave it to her. Right? I mean, just think about how fucking ridiculous that sounds. Think about how ridiculous and foolish these people look, and then go back to their channels and let them know, hey, you're fucking ridiculous. That would be my advice for you guys, and then we'll just move on from that, because it's completely asinine and ignorant to think anything else. Nobody has to prove anything. You guys, look, I'm not going to lie. You guys are all strangers. Next Gen taught me early on when I was caught up in some controversy. He goes, crap, these people don't know you. You don't know them.
Well,
don't fucking
exactly.
worry about what
And
they say
don't
or what
like
they think.
who
You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove. They're weirdos. They're strangers. Even the fan, they're all strangers. You know, who cares?
I know I have nothing to prove. That's why I don't care. I'm going to continue making my videos, and I'm going to hang with the people I want to hang with. They don't like that I'm on Xbox Nation. I deal with BGST. You don't like it, don't listen. I really don't
Exactly.
care. You don't like my city girl accent? That's too damn bad.
Who cares? You
I
got a
don't care.
Jersey
I'm gonna
accent. Who
continue-
gives a shit?
It's like this, man.
Exactly.
I wanted to say this real quick because
If I was going to be a dude, I'd talk like this. I'd be a dude for you.
these people are just unhappy. Titanfall Prince, listen to me. Check it out. These people they're very unhappy. Like, we have, at least for me right now, I've been playing Forza today and Sunset Overdrive. I've been playing that. I haven't really touched Halo in like a month. Is it a bad game? No. I finally got everything I wanted, and I'm just kind of dibbling, dabbling, and enjoying all these great games. It's a really great experience. So to have that here in this world, to be able to actually connect with people who are light gamers.
I love the Xbox. I love playing their exclusives.
We have a bunch of great people, and it just shows you that these people are interested in games. Because even on the Wii U platform, or say it's PC,
they're not interested in games because they have no games.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. They don't
play games.
It's like they're caught up in a lot of other things that have nothing to do with games, and they try to use this YouTube platform of games to act like they care about it. And to me, it's like if you focus, because motherfuckers have focused a lot of attention on me too. And it's like it doesn't matter who it is. Titanfall Prince, after they're done with you, it'll be the next person.
Yep.
They're not happy. They're not fucking happy. I've never met somebody who's happy and who focus negative energy on other people. Like, I was reading this great comment today, and it really hit home to me. And it's like, if you have negative energy, you're never gonna flourish. You just can't do it. And it's so true. And it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. And it's good to have you guys here. We can all understand that these are a bunch of bad people, man. They're just not even good people.
Yeah, they're and it's sad.
They have no life.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, we'll move on. But I think anybody that supports the people that are actually the real bigots and the real people that are posting this kind of bullcrap and nonsense, you guys should should really just be ashamed of yourself. Take a long look in the mirror and where your life is and things like that, because it's entertainment. And that's what it is, you know what I mean? Like, don't take it too seriously. It's video games and all that good stuff. But we've covered that.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Iron Wolf.
They're going to always hate you, Titanfall Princess. Why? Because you keep it Xbox. All you have to do is, you find your lane, stick to it, and continue doing what you're doing. Anyway, continue on.
That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's why I want to thank all you guys, Iron Wolf, all you guys, Crap Gamer, for being there for me and doing what you've done for me, supporting me, and I really do appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to support you guys. You guys are the best. And like you said, Iron Wolf, keep it Xbox. It's the best box, and bring out the facts. That's the way it is.
All right. So we got the drama, the drama bit taken care of, and now we'll get on to the rest of the good stuff. All right. There's this rumor going around about a slim Xbox. There's a rumor going around about a slim Xbox One that doesn't have a disc drive and is going to only play Windows games. Did you guys hear about this? Like Windows Store games?
That's bullshit. That's not going to happen.
You know what? I said the same exact thing. You want to know why, Blackie? Because they're not going to mess with the status quo. They're not going to confuse people, because they're going to be like, oh, here's an Xbox One, and here's a cheaper Xbox One, but little Timmy's mom isn't going to understand that you can't put a disc in that. You know what I mean? It's like it would totally confuse people, and people are stupid.
Yeah.
So just going around the room, what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Well, if it is true, then I'll understand from a business standpoint, because it doesn't have a Blu-ray drive, and the production costs, to mass produce this thing, it'd probably be cheap.
Well, supposedly only doing Windows games.
Hold on, were you saying Windows 10 games, meaning PC games?
I think Windows Store games, it says, was the thing that I read. Windows Store games.
Is it mobile games and Windows 10 games?
Probably Windows 10 and mobile games, yeah.
So it's not really an Xbox One with Xbox One specs.
But supposedly they're saying they're calling it an Xbox One Slim. But we heard this same rumor for the 360 a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, before the Xbox One came out, what was it like? Michael Patcher and Review Tech USA said they weren't going to have a disc drive and you would have to rent it or some shit. Like people, I don't know. There's no fucking crystal ball when it comes to electronics. It doesn't irritate me. It's just I kind of don't even pay it no attention, because it's like people will just run with the dumbest shit. Do you remember like the PS3, like the concept designs, like way back when, like the Half Moon controller and shit like that? People really thought that was a real thing. And to me, it's just I don't know, man. Studying business, like, it would cost them much more money, and having people confused about what the fuck is cheaper and which one doesn't have a Blu-ray drive, to just skip out on the Blu-ray drive. It would cost them much more money.
This is just another case of where, journalism, or whatever you want to, we got to come up with a new word, because it's not journalism, it's more like just fucking
journalism is dead.
Making shit up is what we should just call it.
Yeah.
And people just come out and they say these things, and it, like, me and Wolf, it's a slow time right now. People are enjoying their gifts. Xbox and PlayStation. Well, PlayStation doesn't do anything all year, but PlayStation's not doing anything. Xbox isn't doing anything as far as because they want people to enjoy their consoles.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot going on. So one asshole writes something, and the fabrication, it gets picked up, and it gets the hot press, and it goes through the wavelengths. And same thing happened, actually, not to change subject, but same thing happened with Peyton Manning and that whole doping thing that was then called false. Is you've got nothing going on. What do people do? They create a lie. Back in the day, these things never happened, because there used to be a lot of instead of getting a slap on the wrist, you would actually get in a lot of trouble for spreading false rumors like this. Now, I agree with Blackie, getting back on subject. They're not going to come out and confuse the consumer on the brand. If there's an Xbox One Slim coming, it's going to be the same Xbox inners that we have currently in a smaller chassis. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be any more. It's not going to be any less than that. It'll be lighter. The power brick, unfortunately, unfortunately, IGN, the power brick will still be on the outside. And, it's not going to be anything really different. So there's no way. And plus, I went into Apple Store about, what was it, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, before Christmas, and they did have an Apple TV playing a video game of sorts on one of their big TVs there. But it was really just like, you know, it looked like it was a simulator racer, and it didn't look any better than probably what Forza, you know, Forza 4, or not even Forza 4, Forza 2 looked like. It was just a really old-looking style game that you could play. It's like the Ouya, basically, the Ouya, whatever the Ouya was.
Like the Android, that was like an Android, like,
right.
Yeah, type, you know, basically plays a lot of the stuff that the PS4 plays that are like indie games and stuff like that.
And Microsoft, I don't think, like Blackie was saying, there's plenty of reports out that these are factual, that the amount of upstart and money that costs to put something into production like that, Apple's not necessarily, they may be their competitor in 5 years. They're not their competitor in the game space today. They're not going to put that kind of money out for new hardware to only run something that you said, like you say, is Android or Microsoft.
First of all, it'd be stupid to invest in a new platform now, because the traditional gaming console might only last one more. You know what I mean? Just because the way things are going with like cloud and that kind of stuff, and with the success of things like Netflix. Even though I might not like it, you might not like it, that is probably the way that things are going. And so to come out with a new console per se right now would just be stupid, in my opinion, like in that space, like, and to confuse people with a Slim would just be an idiotic move. Microsoft,
but I just think even after the next gen consoles, which will be a traditional console, I could guarantee.
I agree 100%.
The one after that, you will still have to buy a device which will look like a console, will just be a streaming device. You still have to buy a device, I think. I don't think it will be anything to do with PC, or you need a rig or anything like that. It's still going to be console based. I think that it's they have to keep it somewhat like that. You know, like, look, PC people play PC, console people play console. Sometimes it'll be like an Apple TV kind of device, you know, where you could stream cloud-based games. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, you know, and like those Android things or whatever. It was like, you know, it's funny because I was at Walmart before Christmas and I see these devices that can play like PlayStation Now and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and nobody's buying them. They're all marked down and stuff. You know, I think that people like watching their entertainment that way. But I think video games is a different medium, and that's why things like Gaikai failed, OnLive failed, PlayStation Now. They don't ever talk about numbers about that, but I can't imagine that that's doing very much for them. I don't hear anybody really talking about it. Obviously, if it was doing really great, they wouldn't have remade or remastered the Uncharted collection or God of War, because I guess those games are available through that service. Just looking for a slight cash grab, I guess, typical Sony.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So I think that, if you will, the Sony, if you will, they they wanted things to go that way. I'm just not sure gamers want them to go that way. I mean, even if you do go digital, and I know most of you guys probably are digital, I'm old school, man. I like although I will say this, because I got some gift cards on Xbox, I did get a 5 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, which is something you can't do on PS4, by the way. But again, guess what? The media downplays everything, all the features, all the games, all the apps, everything that Xbox has. If Sony doesn't have it, they don't even talk about it.
And the beautiful thing is, crap, that you have a 5 terabyte hard drive. You can just plug in, and there you go. You don't have to open up your PS4 and do some surgery shit to it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the assholes? Can you imagine the assholes that have all their podcasts on IGN? What they would say? Would they be like, "Well, Ryan, what did you do last week?" "Well, I really tried to put the 5 terabyte hard drive in, but I lost a screw when I was taking the Xbox apart, and I couldn't find where it fell, and it actually fell into an inner part, and it actually it stuck into the motherboard, and it ruined my Xbox." You don't say, Ryan. Really? Yeah, Destin. I did the same thing, and I dropped my Xbox when I was holding it up like that because it's so big. And this is the shit you would hear, but no, with PlayStation, it's like 75 different parts in like subsections to get this thing apart, and they're like, "That's nothing. What are you complaining about?" Microsoft has a plug. You plug it in. That's all you got to do with Microsoft. I'd rather take my entire PlayStation 4 apart and only have 2 terabytes. Back to you, Destin. They're such it's such a biased bullshit media. It's unbelievable. You just always think about that. Everyone that's listening to the show, when you watch this, just please Try to remember if everything was just flip. What if Microsoft had PlayStation Now? What if it was Xbox Now and we had to pay $20 for every game we've owned, and PlayStation had 115 or 130 games that were free, backwards compatible with a PS3 disc? Do you understand that people would be burned at the cross at Microsoft? Redmond would be on fire.
It would be. Not only that, but look at this. I don't think I've ever seen Digital Foundry or anybody run an analysis on any PlayStation Now games.
No.
I mean, I could be wrong, but they have not run anything on there. I think that
to do an analysis on the backwards compatible games, like Halo.
Yeah, like Halo Reach, right? Like in Microsoft, that's the big news of the day, right? Halo Reach, I guess, has some frame rate dips on Xbox One backwards compatibility. Like, big whoop. You know what I mean? Microsoft is going to address it and fix the problem, but like that's the big news story of the day. How in the hell do these people live with themselves when they're reporting that as like
You're
the
talking
big?
about a 5-year-old game. That's
Yeah.
a 360 game, and that's big news on top of their headlines. I don't get it.
It is. You look at M4G; it's one of the top trending games on that, or stories on there. I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? The media just, and again, people are going to think that we're crazy. We're crazy media conspiracy theorists, right? But let me throw this at you, right? Just like Mooch said, how big news was it that PS4 was getting quote unquote PS2 backwards compatible, which is 2 generations ago? Right? That made bigger news than Xbox One getting 360 backwards compatibility. I mean, to me, that's just it's inconceivable. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I totally don't understand it.
Imagine, bro, if they had us paying on Xbox for OG Xbox games, like $15 a piece.
The media would eat it up. They would be like, Microsoft is the devil. You know what I mean? Like,
it's really crazy because that's really all you have to do, like, to really put a lot of things into perspective. Because people are going to say things about all of us and hear stuff from other people who don't know what they're talking about. But really think about that. Let's just put the shoe on the other foot and think about the Xbox One not having friend notifications whenever your friends jump online. It's just not there.
Yeah.
Would that be acceptable if the PS4 just got a brand new UI and everything was an Elite controller that's still sold out months after its fucking launch, and we're still sitting over here talking about some fucking let's see what would be the best example. I would say something Uncharted. I don't know really what to compare on the Xbox as far as Uncharted, but maybe, I don't know, like Gears of War Ultimate Edition or something like that's all we're looking forward to, like in April or May or whenever it comes out, without a Halo or a Forza. They don't have this shit.
No.
And it's all good, man. It's so fucking obvious at this point that you're part of the problem. If you keep supporting it, I think, it's really ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with the Sony fans is they support it, and the same thing with like the Steam fans that I have. Like, they just keep supporting the stuff. Oh, that's okay. They never call them out. Never ask for anything. Finally, I saw some Sony fans a little bit upset with the PlayStation Plus games for this for January, right? I mean, we all seen what Microsoft is doing. You're basically getting 4 games thanks to backwards compatibility on Xbox One each month. And what's Sony offering on the PS4? Grim Fandango, a remake of a game from the 90s, and some other game. I don't remember what the hell it was, but they're both like shit games. They're small games. You know what I mean? Like, they're continually not giving you value for the money that you pay because you got a network that has issues. You have a network where you still can't change your name. You have a network where they have scheduled maintenance, which is they're one of the only ones that do that anymore. Xbox Live.
Can you appeal offline?
No, you can't appear offline.
Oh
you can't do any of that stuff. There's no feedback system. There's no reputation system. There's really very little you can do. I mean, it just, in my opinion, it's not worth the money. You know what I mean? Like, you pay $50 a year to be able to play online and get some decent games, and to me, what Sony should be doing is offering PlayStation Now as a service for free when you pay to play, because let's be honest, their service is lackluster as fuck. Like they're offering you nothing. You're literally getting nothing. They did the the yearly thing. You got $1,000 worth of free games last year with PSN Plus, but that's covering 3 platforms. Where Microsoft gave away $900 worth, and that's just 2 platforms. And now everything is going to be playable on Xbox One that they give out. You know what I mean? So I think, and the quality of games is really improved. Microsoft is giving out like at least 1 AAA every month. You know what I mean? And they might be a little bit older or whatever, but hell, you're still getting them. You know what I mean? Like whether you like it or not.
This month and next month we're getting Killing Season 1.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really excited about that. I'll tell you why. Because it's really going to re-energize that community. You know what I mean? Like I already have that game, but still, it's like it's nice to see people that maybe haven't given it a shot yet. It's nice to see them actually going to be able to play this because I think it's the best fighting game in a long time, probably in the last decade plus. So, I'm really excited to see people's reactions and people enjoy it. If you guys want to see the Season 1 review, I did a review of Season 1 on my channel. You guys can check that shit out. It's pretty awesome because I do crappy reviews, man. You don't know, but I do. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about some interesting stuff. Let's see. Okay, this is going along the lines with some of the media bullshit. Soccer cars, right? We all heard every time this game hit a milestone. Soccer cars hits 1 million sold or 1 million downloads, this million downloads, 2 million. Everybody was just all over themselves about this game, right? It's the greatest damn game ever. It wins all these awards, Game of the Year. Apparently, it's the best racing game in a year when, Forza 6 is out, Need for Speed is out, Project Cars is out. But yeah, that's okay because Soccer Cars, a game where you kick a ball, where you drive a fucking beach ball into a net. Obviously, that's much better than any of those actual racing games. But I digress. So we all heard about this. It's still, they're getting DLC. This is happening. This is happening. Soccer Cars. It's still on my feed nonstop. Yeah, right?
Every day.
Microsoft, on the other hand, gets early access, which is another thing that no media outlets talk about. Game preview program, Ark Survival Evolved, right? And they have to do the ones that say, hey, guess what? There's over 1 million downloads of this on Xbox One right now, and a larger community playing on Xbox One than PC. Where's all the news coverage on that? This is a game preview with over 1 million downloads on Xbox One alone. The servers are always full. I just today was able to get into a server to check out what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this should be new. This is gaming news.
That's 1 million sold, man.
This is gaming news. And this, guess what? This is their preview the preview thing. That's something that's not on PS4. You can't do that on PS4. Right. There's no preview. You can't preview games on there. People did this with Elite Dangerous as well. DayZ will be into the preview program next year. There's just so much more value and so much more going on with Xbox One. But how come nobody's talking about it in the media?
But think about it. This was a paid game, so you had to pay to play this game, right?
Yeah.
Soccer Cars, it was free for a whole entire month. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason it was popular, because it was free. It was free to download. It was part of PlayStation Plus. This you had to pay for, and it hit 1 million within 10 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, 1 second. We'll go back to Jamie Moran just posted the games for gold for Xbox One, which is, or next month, is Killer Instinct, whatever that Zero's game is. Looks like some crappy indie game, probably a puzzle platformer. Right. Dirt Showdown, which that Dirt series is really good. That's going to be on a 360. That's backwards compatible. And Deus Ex, what is that?
Human Revolution.
Human Revolution, which is actually a really phenomenal game. And that's going to be backwards compatible as well. So I think that's really, really cool. And you're going to start seeing more and more.
That's kind of smart, because we're getting Deus Ex Mankind Divided probably like 2 or 3 months after.
Killer Instinct Season 3 is coming out next year. So get everybody excited about Killer Instinct again at the beginning of the year. And I think that's a very smart move on their part. And I think that's really what Microsoft is doing.
We all know on this podcast that 2016 is when the gears are really going to start to roll for Microsoft. Phil Spencer,
literally, because Gears 4 is coming out too.
Right. Nice pun there, Crap.
Hell yeah.
Literally, it's like, in all honesty, like, it is Phil Spencer's year. Everything that he sat down when he took over will start to slowly bleed out starting January 1. And this is a fine interpretation right here. Killer Instinct is for all practical purposes, it's a AAA game. Some people might beg to differ, but it really is with production value. Just so happens Microsoft decided to do it in a free-to-play way and then buy as you go.
Yeah.
But they're able to also flex their muscles with backwards compatibility now by giving the 4 games a month. And they're four. Let's put it this way. Let's just call it 3.5 games. Because I'm just not an indie guy either.
I'm not either. It's like everything's a goddamn puzzle platformer. Although I will say that, what the hell was that game that we got? I think that's out right now. Aside from Thief, it's that. It's kind of like a Diablo clone.
Oh yeah, the Van Helsing or something.
Yeah, it's not bad. The Van Helsing, whatever it is. Like I was just happy that it wasn't a puzzle platformer.
But the Adventures of Van Helsing.
Yeah. It's a Diablo clone. It's actually kind of fun, but obviously I'm not going to play that over like a Tomb Raider or whatever. You know what I mean? But it is
this really is to be generic for a minute. Blackie said it earlier in the show, and he kind of nailed it. Like in one night the other night, I started with Halo. Then I played 2 hours of Destiny. Then I played 3 hours of Rainbow Six Siege, and then ended the night with like Gears. Like that's sick, dude. Like
this just in, Mooch has no life. He spends all his time playing games.
Hey, listen, kiss my ass. We were on Christmas break, and I actually had some time, and I actually got a chance to actually sit down and not only have an hour and a half, and then have to go to sleep because we got to get up 6 o'clock for work. Like, it was just amazing to be able to do that, man. It kind of took me back to the old childhood days when you were actually able to hang out on Christmas break and do that. And what I was thinking about wasn't just the fact that I had time that day to do that, but what I thought was great was that there was such a variety of games. It was amazing. It was really cool to do that. And it was different groups of people that I was jamming out with doing that. My son hung out and did some earlier stuff, and then there's just tons of shit going on. There's a lot of. It's so different than 2 years ago when there was slim pickings. Now there's so much shit to play. And that's where I'm going with this. Is you said, well, there's Deus Ex and there's Dirt Showdown and there's the Zeros, even Killer Instinct. I think these are great. These are really great, especially for people that just picked up an Xbox. Myself personally, this is really nothing for me because I'm not going to play majority of the backwards compatibility games with all these. I mean, next year, 2016 is stacked. It's stacked with games coming out. I don't really see where I'm going to play Borderlands 1 on backwards compatibility. You know what I mean? Yeah. Recore, Quantum Break, the replayability of all that stuff, Crackdown beta, The Division. There's so much shit coming out. And that's just the stuff I just listed there is supposed to be the first half of 2016. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I just got a 5 terabyte hard drive, and so they ran those sales. I picked up the Handsome Collection. It was on sale. Nice. For the the Borderlands stuff, because I hadn't played the pre-sequel or anything.
Yeah, I got that. It's a great game.
I also got that Transformers Devastation game.
I agree. 2016 is going to be stacked.
It's sad.
That Transformers Devastation game is, and Platinum Games is doing this really good job lately with their games. That's why it gets me even more excited for Scalebound next year, because look, they've done hit after hit after hit after hit. They have. Think about it, right? They did Bayonetta 2, which is really phenomenal. Transformers Devastation. They're doing a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. You know what I mean? They did the Wonderful 101 on Wii U. I know that's probably a lesser known title, but they've done some really good stuff.
Yeah,
they've done, and even though they'll be like, oh, Crap Gamer, he doesn't even like Japanese stuff or whatever. And for the most part, that's true. I'm not a big into like the JRPG stuff.
Yeah, you're racist, aren't you?
Freddy? Yeah, you know me. I'm a big old X-Day, kayfabe to Freddy. So what you got to do is you got to look at the games themselves, like Recore, right? People were like, oh, well, you're not going to like that because it's Japanese influence. Oh, we find out Joe Staten is writing it, right? So, that's obviously going to have American influence in it as well, and I like Metroid Prime and Dead Rising. So I think that there's a good way to mix the two cultures and do a game that's not completely batshit Japanese crazy, and you can have some of that over the top stuff. Like D4 I thought was kind of funny. It was weird as hell, but it had like this American thing to it. It was kind of zany. It's like, that guy does weird kind of zany crap. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's just all in perspective, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So it's like easy to say, oh, well, Crap only likes this game because it's on Xbox, maybe. But I like some stuff that's on, Wii U or whatever. That's that maybe has a Japanese flavor to it. You know, like I said, I was a big Metroid Prime fan and things like that. But getting back to my original topic before we kind of jumped off to all this stuff, which was this Ark Survival Evolved thing is big news, and there's no media outlets covering it. You know, and again, no media outlets hardly covered the Uncharted 4 delay, or if they did, it was just a quick blurb. You know what I mean? Or Sony timed it perfectly to where these outlets were going to be on break for Christmas and New Year's. You know what I mean? Because if you notice, IGN's not doing their normal daily.
You know what the
feed
media
and
is,
stuff.
you know, dirt like that, just sweep it under the rug. You know, it is what it is, man.
But why? I mean, at the end of the day, why is this acceptable for people? It's like people that watch media here in the States or whatever, right? The mainstream media.
Well, the media,
Who
they hold a
trusts
higher
that stuff?
standard with Microsoft. They hold Microsoft to a higher standard, and with Sony.
Why? I mean, to me, that is just completely asinine, though. Like, why should the fact that Microsoft had a bad reveal? I get that. That was 2013.
Get over
Let's
it.
move
man.
on. We're almost in 2016 in a day. You know what I mean? Get over it. There's no DRM. There was never DRM on Xbox One. It never launched with DRM.
It just
You know?
shows me the PlayStation, the PS4, and I'm
Just
a
because
huge
they had a
PlayStation
bad
fan.
reveal does not mean they have bad games. They have the best games. That's why it's called the Xbox, because they have the best games. Just because they reveal something stupidly doesn't mean that we are.
And
Have a
stupidly,
bad console.
yes, that's kind of debatable too. Actually, you know what? I was one of the few people that really enjoyed the reveal. I was like, "Holy crap! This Xbox is going to be able to do all this stuff." Whoop, you know, and I was super excited. And then when I found out people were upset, I was like, "What the hell are these people upset about?" You know what I mean?
Let them stay upset. Like I was saying, man, the PlayStation 4, it's starting to really serve a purpose because the Xbox, it does have a lot of good stuff. And I'm a huge PlayStation fan. On one of my last videos, actually, was going through my download list. It's a huge list. I've supported this. But, you know, if gamers want to be fucking stupid and follow the media and be ignorant, the PlayStation 4 is for you. Like not everybody deserves to have an Xbox One. Like, at this point in time, after playing Sunset Overdrive last week and Forza and going back to Witcher 3 with that smooth frame rate, it was the PlayStation about fucked that game up for me because they wanted to get that 1080p. Like, let these dumbasses enjoy their PlayStation. I'm gonna enjoy my Xbox. Like, I've lost all incentive and motivation in trying to show people the difference, really, because there's too much. There's too much of a difference for you to even have to try to point it out. I think it's ridiculous as somebody who would consider themselves a gamer to be this far in this generation and still have their head that far up their asses. But the media wants to keep them there, so be it.
Yo, Blackie, I'm just gonna say one thing. Like, you
ahead.
were talking about the E3 reveal crap. All I'm gonna say, that E3 reveal of all these Xbox One games, I was blown away with it. Like Titanfall, Dead Rising 3,
Yes.
Rise Son of Rome. I was like, holy shit.
Forza
Last year was
5.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This
Killer
year-
Instinct. I mean, it was fucking
They hit out the
phenomenal.
park this year too.
I agree.
I believe they won E3 3 years in a row, and
Yes.
that's coming, like, you know, from an opinion of a gamer.
Yeah, well, if you look at, I think somebody broke it down. Microsoft talked more about exclusives than anyone else. They even talked about Sunset Overdrive at that review at that E3. People confused that E3 from 2013 with the reveal. The E3 was just games, nothing but games. The E3 2014, nothing but games. E3 2015, nothing but
I remember the
games.
Sony fans, they were salty as hell when Ted Price came on stage and announced Sunset Overdrive. They were
Yeah.
like, they were mad over that shit.
They still ask for that game, or they go, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'll wait
they
for the
started
PC
petitions
version."
over
I mean,
that
they
game,
must
including
be
that,
getting tired of
Rise.
waiting for that shit. I can't wait till the PC version, yo.
There were like 6, 7 petitions based on all those E3 games.
Yeah, one of my biggest
You
videos
guys,
at the time was for that.
Joseph 704 asked about Red Dead 2, and he wants to know about your thoughts, guys.
You know what? I didn't like Red Dead 1. I know I'm in the minority, but that game was a little bit too open world for me, and the achievements were hard to come by. And I think I'm past the point in my life where I can spend 150 hours in one game. You know, I like, you know, Tomb Raider was perfect for me. You put, 16, 20 hours into it, and you can beat it. and I was happy with that.
You will get the majority of the achievements with just one playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. Like to me, if I spend $60 on the game, I want 3 to 4 to 500 gamer score just by playing through it. You know what I mean? Like there's completionists that will play through like and try to get all the. I'm not one of those guys. You know what I mean? Like I know that I got a lot of haters out there that think I'm a quote unquote fraud or whatever. But what was interesting about that is Microsoft posted that thing where you can get all your stats for the year, right? And I had almost 20,000 gamer score accrued this year alone on Xbox One, 5,500 hours. Now, granted, that is a lot of hours, and my Xbox is pretty much on all the time. It's usually on like Media Player or something, but still, I would assume that getting 20,000 gamer scores and over 1,000 different achievements, you can tell that a lot of the game. I played a lot of different games this year. And that's not even counting the whole whopping 25, 30 hours I put in PS4 this year.
Well,
so.
Speaking of achievements, though, man, I just think, they should give you a gamer score for every time they give you an achievement for Twitch or watching YouTube or watching Hulu or Netflix. Because you get achievements, but there's no gamer score with it. I don't get it. What's the point?
You know what? I don't know. I think they're just so you get it or whatever. I'm not really sure exactly what the deal is. I think it'd be cool if they gave you a 5 or whatever for doing that stuff. But again, I think that that to me that's not really important. I'm a big achievement guy, but I'm not a completionist when it comes to that. So I don't know, but it was funny because I posted that in Bang Bang, and people are like, and you know what? Like, no matter this is what I was saying. Like, no matter what Xbox does, people aren't going to be happy. Just like no matter what I do or say, nobody's going to be happy. So I posted my thing, and people were like, "Oh, your most played game was Tomb Raider. What? I guess you didn't like Halo or Gears." You know what I mean? Like they jump to something negative like right away instead of like, holy shit, this guy played a lot of games and he does what he says. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? It's like they jump to the negative. Yeah.
There's something I really want to mention, and I mentioned it yesterday on DirectX, and I thought I mentioned it, again on Xbox Nation. Is I have a little gripe with Microsoft, and the gripe is that the lack of collector's edition games for their exclusives this generation.
Yeah. We're the Forza Collector's Edition. Look, Forza 5. I've gotten every Forza game has had a Collector's Edition with a steel case here.
Yeah, but the new IPs though, like with Sunset Overdrive, we should have had a Collector's Edition for that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, man. I'm dancing with you, dude. I think you should have.
That next year we get it for Scalebound, Quantum Break, Recall, the new IPs. I just believe that even Rise Son of Rome didn't get one. Could you just imagine if we did? And I'm a big guy. I'm big with collector's editions. Like I'm real big on that. And I just believe this gen we ain't really got that. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, you know what? I would say even with some of the other stuff, like I said, like Forza, right? I have the collector's edition for Forza 3, 4, 5, which was a launch on Xbox One. I got the collector's edition. Forza Horizon 1 had a collector's edition with a steel case.
Imagine if in Forza 6 they gave you like a little car model of the 4GT.
Well, I think Forza 3 they gave you like a USB thing, or Forza 4 you got I don't know, some kind of other like a book of art and stuff like that. Like I like
cars or whatever, you know what I mean? That would have been mad cool.
I like getting collector's editions, man. Like Fable 2 had one, Fable 3 had one. Alan Wake had a killer collector's edition. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I have that. It's the big book.
Yeah, it's the book. Yeah, it's like phenomenal. I really love it. Again, I'm with you, man. Like, look, we can sit there and say Microsoft isn't perfect. They have some issues sometimes. But they do listen. I mean, I will give them that.
I'm really hoping that we see one for Quantum Break. If we don't,
you know what? I hope we see a custom console for Quantum Break. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they could do something cool with it. Yeah,
that'd be cool too. But those who don't want to buy a console and just want a collector's edition of a game, I think Microsoft should give you that option. But
don't you guys feel like this? Like, if they're going to do an actual Slim, not that bullshit with the no disk drive, but an actual Slim, the perfect one to do is a custom Gears 4 console Slim.
Yeah, I mean, Gears probably is that's probably the flagship to get people to buy that console.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are speculating that Gears might. This is a big might, but Gears might actually beat Halo 5 in sales. I mean, as far as. Because the Gears.
Well, the install base is probably going to be, much more than this year.
Yeah, well, I guess if you want to look at it that way, Wolf. But I was just looking at it more for the nostalgia. I think the younger generation Okay, the younger generation are latching onto Gears more than Halo.
I'll be honest with you. Halo sold me on the original Xbox. Gears sold me on the Xbox 360.
Right.
I'm actually I've been spending most of my time on Gears Ultimate right now. I've been like posting clips like crazy. Like I don't know. Like since
I seen your clutch, by the way, man. That was
dude, did you see that? Dude, I screamed. I was like, yeah, because those guys were whooping our ass for like 3 straight maps. And you know what happened was I was playing with me and my 2 clanmates, right? And the random that was on our team was 1 in 9. He kept dying like over and over again, so we kept losing. And we were pissed off. We're like, no, we're gonna win even with this scrub. And so it was just me, and I was like, fuck, and I can't snipe for anything. I just picked up a sniper rifle for the first time yesterday, I think, and I got that clutch with those 3. And then today I did it again. I was like, bam, bam, and I was like, yeah, I screamed, man. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, you get that adrenaline. That's what I love about Xbox Live. And since my connection has been improved, because I got better internet now, I'm having a lot more fun. It's I'm doing a lot better in the games and stuff like that. It was always fun, but now it's like I'm on an even ground with these other people. I'm not lagging around, and my shots register. And yes, man, Gears is just so much fun. I love that game. It is. I love. That's what I love about it, dude. Is because you don't get these scrubs that can just go in there thinking, like Call of Duty. Anybody can can be a Call of Duty player and probably get 1.5 KD, 2.0 KD, whatever, because it's pretty easy. Halo and Gears have always been competitive. They're not casual. They take skill, and that's why the Gears community is usually smaller, but definitely upper echelon, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely one of those big communities. It's like
like a Halo player can play Call of Duty, but a Call of Duty can't play Halo.
Yeah.
They'll get destroyed.
Exactly, 100% agree with that. And I think that it's again, like, Xbox is just so much fun. What did you guys think about? I wanted to talk about this on this show. Greg Miller's comments. I don't know if you guys saw this, right? This guy is supposed to be, well, we know he's not unbiased. We know he's biased as hell.
Gamer, right?
Yeah, he's the trending gamer of the year. According, he won that. He's supposed to be, at least kind of in the middle. But he basically said, he actually, his verbatim was, we're not talking about Rise of Tomb Raider until it comes out on PS4 next year.
Wow.
When he was talking about his Game of the Year choices or whatever, so basically he ain't going to play Rise of the Tomb Raider until it comes out on PS4. You know what I mean? I mean, just to me, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Look, if I'm a highly paid person that's a trending gamer or whatever, you've got to play the big. Even I did. Like, The Order was hyped up, and I played that hunky steam of bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're a trending gamer or you're getting paid to do that stuff, then go do it. You know what I mean? Don't sit there and just be like, oh, well, I'm going to play that when it comes out there. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's kind of asinine. Like, if I was
the PS4, it's probably going to move 3 million copies on the Xbox One.
I would hope so. I think that with the digital, for some reason, the whole tracking things isn't as easy as it was last gen. So we never really know what Microsoft is doing. They do have a big. We might get a firmer idea of how many Xboxes are sold if you're into that kind of thing next month, I believe, because they're going to do their quarterly.
It was the biggest selling game during the Christmas period. So.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm getting people tweeting me every day. Man, Crap, you were right. Rise of the Tomb Raider is phenomenal. Game of the year. It looks brilliant. It's fun. It's awesome. Like, people don't understand how good this game is, and then they message me and they're like, "Hey, Crap, this is an amazing game. Thanks for letting me know." It's like people. I don't know why people weren't excited for this game to begin with. The game was fucking brilliant. The reboot was. You know what I'm saying? This game is better than Uncharted. Any of them.
That's a fact. The game is quiet, man.
Want to fucking quit gaming altogether, man. That fucking idiot.
Yeah, Greg Miller. Yeah, that guy's an ass. He's an ass bag, man. I cannot stand him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I could.
I mean, they broke off from IGN. So to sit here and say, I will agree that since he's supposed to be quote unquote trending gamer, if you're gonna win that award, you should be somewhat down the middle. You can lean like 60-40 one way. But the fact that they left, listen, one of their main shows on their channel is PS I Love You, PlayStation I Love You. It is. Like, I'm not even. Yeah, I wish I was making that up. But I mean, like, there's some sort of. Like, I just can't believe it. Everything from the mainstream media to even these, let's just call them AA YouTube shows like Greg Miller's channel and Kind of Funny. they're just everything. That's why I said, if you're listening and you think that all of us on this panel, or you listen to BGST and you don't understand what we're saying, we're not fanboys. We're actually just trying to shake your head and be like, do you understand that it's impossible for every media outlet, every single media outlet loves Sony? I mean, everybody, and then everybody who starts up a YouTube channel that has 100,000 subscribers, they all love. The only person I know that has 100,000 subscribers and has come out openly to attack Sony is the Red Dragon. Except for Red Dragon, I don't know anybody who's got over 100,000 subs that has openly bashed Sony. And that's not to put words in
Called
Red
them
Dragon's
out
mouth.
anyway, maybe not bash, but
Right,
call them
well,
out.
called them out. He called them out, and I was just going to correct myself and say that not that Red is a pro Xbox. He's down the middle. He tries to be reporting the news.
Yeah, he actually plays a lot a PC too.
He plays a lot of PC. Actually, I think that's his preferred gaming console.
Yeah.
His PC. But my whole point is just that it's you cannot have Kotaku, Polygon, all these companies that are all Sony based, and then we come on once a week and we say this, and they're like, "How dare you guys say that?" What do you mean, how dare we say that? I've never seen such a one-sided fight in my life.
Yeah.
It's just it's outrageous. And Greg Miller's channel is, listen, you don't tune into Kind of Funny unless you kind of like PlayStation.
Yeah, you tune in to play Kind of Funny if you kind of like PlayStation. That should be their motto. Yeah, I mean, look, it's like us. We're Xbox dudes, but we're not like paid. You know what I'm saying? We're not. You know, we don't claim to be anything but that. It's Xbox Nation. We favor Xbox. We admit that 100%. But you can look back at any of our videos. We've called them out, Microsoft, for things they've done wrong. I did a hell of a video where Phil Spencer was like, "Hey, don't worry, bro. I got you." You know, boy, he didn't say it like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I mean. Like they actually take an interest in what you say and things like that. So if there's anything the good that's come out of like the debacle of the reveal, it's that is that they listen. That they're actually for the gamer. Look at this Elite controller, right? You know, people are trying to spin this thing as being a shortage intentional by Microsoft, right? I had people coming at me with that, right? And basically, what happened was this: Microsoft revealed it. The media slammed the price. They said nobody was going to want to spend $150 on a controller. Guess what happened? Gamers didn't care what the fucking media or NeoGAF had to say. They went out and wanted to pre-order these things, and they did. So they undersold it. You know what I mean? They didn't realize that demand would be that high, and so now it's sold out everywhere. If there's such a demand for these things, you don't underdo it just to create that. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense because people already wanted it. That demand is already there. You sell it to the people. And not only that, what people don't understand from what I heard from Tim Dog, because, you know, he's friends with, like, a lot of the people that create this thing, and you know what I'm saying? He's real good. Basically, Microsoft isn't making any money off of these things. It's basically what you're getting, that $150, the best controller you can buy. It's first party, and the quality components and all that stuff that's in there is. And by the time you pay for, you know, the shipping and the parts and the labor, Microsoft isn't making anything on these. They're doing this for gamers. You know what I mean? Sony would never do that. They would probably have you crowdfund that. The Elite Sony controller is in your hands. Just pay for it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what they do. You know? Terrible. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, why doesn't the Sony fanboys ask for that? You know what I want next year from Sony? I want that fucking light on the PS4 to be able to be turned off. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I want some goddamn AAA games on that console. You know, I spent money on that damn console. I want some goddamn AAA games. I want some of those IPs that they own to come back. You know, I want those games. We buy PlayStation consoles for certain games.
By giving you the ability to turn off that light, it will just increase the battery life. And
yeah, but you don't understand, guys. What you don't understand is the reason that you haven't been able to change your name. The reason there isn't folders. The reason is you can't show yourself offline. The reason the light doesn't shut off is this. We all think it's just easy to go in and make these changes. US programmers, you have to do all of this. You have to put these on-off switches, these abilities to change on the fly. This all needs to be built into the program, or the ability to do this early on. They're not built in. It's not that Sony doesn't want to do it. They're ignoring it. They don't even answer people. People are like, I really like to change my name. They don't even say no. They just don't even they don't even listen. They don't even respond because they can't. It's embarrassing for a company to say we can't. Like, they had to finally answer the backwards compatibility. will you? They went and hounded them the minute that Phil Spencer got off the stage. Well, Yoshida, when's yours coming out? When's yours coming out? Because of course you can do it. And he was like, we can't. I can't. Sorry. And they were like, ooh, no. And it was like, wow, all right, well, that's fine. But that is very embarrassing as a billion-dollar company when your competitor does something. It's one thing when you say, we'll work on it, or it's coming soon. That's why when assholes are like, well, I just love how I can stream on YouTube directly from my PS4. Listen, that's a simple back-end feature, okay? It's a simple back-end feature. All Microsoft has to do is tell one asshole to work overtime on Saturday, and we'll have it. It's just that they don't deem that really that important at this point in time. That's not a big deal. So when people say that, I'm like, why are you saying you're saying this like we're never gonna get it? Xbox is gonna get it. They just don't deem it worthy. Phil has said a number of times when people have asked for requests of things on the list of things to come in updates, he'll say, we have that on our list, we're working on it, but don't expect it for the next few months. There's higher priority. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm going with all of this, is just that this ridiculousness that is this bias. It's on multiple fronts, people. It's not just the media. It's not.
At least Phil can be honest, unlike those people at fucking Sony. They can't be honest with the people at all.
Well,
Sony at least they'll tell us, oh no, you gotta wait.
It's definitely coming though. This YouTube streaming feature, I could see it happening probably in the next 2-3 months anyway.
Hey, so's the background music. That's coming too. Phil's already commented on that.
Sometime February, March, sometime.
And just looking ahead, like
it
so far,
shows when Phil Spencer says something, how professional the Xbox truly is.
Yeah, I mean, Phil goes there and takes Sony. Like had Phil done that thing where Ryan McCafferty who talked about the Kojima thing and said, what, you love Microsoft so much? You know, if Phil had done that, the media would have ate him alive. Yoshida can say it, and they're like, that wacky Yoshida. You know, we love that little pudgy fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
You know what I mean? That's how they be.
Yeah, that's exactly how they are. Oh, he's so wacky. That's okay. That's what they do. They're apologists. There's Sony apologists. There's Steam apologists. There's even Xbox apologists, but to a lesser degree.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're an Xbox dude and you can't say, hey, the UI can be buggy sometimes still. You know what I'm saying? Or I wish I could play music in the background. You know, that needs to be so. Or when you post a picture, it'd be nice if the picture actually showed up, the screenshot on Twitter, instead of people having to go to an external link. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know, like I have issues. They're minor things, but still, you can at least admit there's a problem. Like I can say, there was not much to play early at the beginning of this year. You know what I'm saying? And we admitted that. We all freely admitted that. You know, I have yet to hear a Sony fanboy admit that there hasn't been big AAA title from Sony since Bloodborne. You know what I mean? You can maybe try to push Until Dawn or whatever that is, but I don't really believe that that's a AAA caliber game.
Of course not.
Yeah. So basically,
it's a rental, man. It's a game.
It's like a movie. It's like saying those Telltale games are like a AAA game. They're not. You know, it's like they're story-driven QTE interactive movies or whatever.
Well, just like my man Blaze would say, that game is just a one-night stand. It's just a one-night stand. That game.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Redbox gives away a free rental every Wednesday, so I think you enter in a code or whatever, you get a free Redbox rental. Go rent it that day and beat it and, and take it back and you're done. I think exactly. So yeah, like, this year Microsoft introduced the Windows 10, interface, completely new user interface. I like it. There's still a couple little bugs, but it's still the fastest.
So I think that's cool as hell.
Just one question. Whatever happened to the Windows Universal app? We're supposed to get an app store for that.
Yeah, I guess that's still coming.
I don't know, man. They haven't really said anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would guess. Ask Phil next time you see him on Twitter. I don't know about that, but I believe it's still coming. Maybe they're going to launch that with Fable Legends. I don't know. Like, I originally thought that Fable Legends would come out this year, and that they would do. Yeah, well, it's not. It's coming out next year because the open beta is going to be in the spring next year for some reason or whatever. But I guess they're adding content to the game. I'm not sure how much you could talk about it, but it is a gorgeous game.
Yeah. We're also getting
what was that, Blackie?
I think when these fanboys, man, like we're saying, the Master Chief Collection was the last game you guys had. What was it, the beginning of this year? Because
Yeah.
we just mentioned what Bloodborne and the older 1880 shit.
Yeah.
That's
That's back in
hysterical.
March. That's back in March. Think how long of a gap that is. That is so hilarious. For
All the way till 13, 14 months, because it goes from Bloodborne to Uncharted, and that's assuming that Uncharted is going to come out when they say it is, because I think that it might actually get delayed until towards the end of the year, because I got a feeling that we know The Last Guardian isn't coming out next year, and Horizon Zero Dawn
I agree, because they have no schedules.
They don't. Nothing's locked in. That's why when people are like, Sony's got all these games lined up, and I'm like, wait, they don't even have it as a for sure thing. They're like, hey, we hope to have this game in 2016. That's like that Kojima thing. Wake me in 5 years or 6 years when he actually can make a game. You know what I mean? The dude's notoriously slow. It's like the Gran Turismo developers, Polyphony Digital or whatever they are. They're slow. They take fucking forever. Just like, and I'm not saying that that's just their thing, because Remedy takes fucking forever too. But at least there's a lot of other stuff going on, you know what I mean? And I think that it's absolutely kind of asinine that Sony was so unprepared. It's obvious that they were unprepared for this generation. The lack of games, the lack of content, just the lack of anything worthwhile, and that's
once
why,
again, like I said before, they are also asking people for money to donate to make these games, and then they expect you to pay full price.
I wouldn't
That's
be surprised
ridiculous.
if they asked Kojima, if they asked money for Kojima's games, you know what I mean? But just recapping real quick, we had the game preview program, which is something that people aren't really talking about, but that's something that was introduced by Microsoft. Backwards compatibility, the new Windows 10 UI, the DirectX 12 dev kits went out. Obviously, the games with like Ori, Gears Ultimate, Rare Replay, Forza 6, Tomb Raider, Halo 5, really great stuff going on there. And then next year we get, even though this might not be something you guys are looking forward to, the video DVR. I think that's a really cool feature. The ability to play background music is something we're going to get. Fable Legends, Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves, Recore, Quantum Break, Crackdown 3, Forza Horizon 3, Scalebound, Killer Instinct Season 3, Gears of War 4. To me, that's just a lineup that will not and cannot be touched. Whether or not people will flock to the Xbox One over that stuff. What's that?
I said I'm still gonna beat your ass in Killer Instinct when you get online.
I don't think you can beat me in Killer Instinct. I'm I'm okay at
Yes,
that game.
I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I'm pretty good at
Text
that.
me.
I'm
Get
pretty
online.
good.
Test me.
I will.
Test me,
I
bro. Come
I will.
on.
Then I'm gonna save the footage, and then I'm gonna post it on my channel, and I'll be like,
exposed.
I'll be like, exposed.
Come on.
I'll be
Test
like-
me. Get online. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I will.
I'll watch that on Twitch, guys. Stream it.
Well, I can't.
I'll be like,
I will stream it. If
I'll be like Don
let
King.
me.
I'll be like Don King promoting that shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Want to embarrass me, but guess what? He don't want to be embarrassed. He don't want the best Irish girl gamer to whoop his ass online.
I get embarrassed all the time. No worries. So let me just.
I love you guys.
Let me ask you guys real quick before we get out of here. What are you guys looking forward to most next year as far as like a feature and a game? Like pick one feature you're looking forward to and one game.
All right, with me, I'll say the ability to play your music in the background, and I would have said Scalebound, but I'm too biased for Gears of War, so I'll say Gears of War 4.
Okay. What about you, Blackie? Go ahead.
Oh, easily. The cloud features that we've seen, like with the whole Crackdown.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be tight.
That right there is gonna be huge. I was watching that tech demo again the other day, and it really is gonna be exciting as far as the features.
Innovation.
The game, man, shit. I'd say Sea of Thieves. Whatever Rare is doing with Sea of Thieves, I cannot wait. It's just another reason to have an Xbox One. It's the best.
MMO pirate game. I mean, come on, it don't get any better than that from Rare. Come on, man, an MMO pirate game, man. That's gonna be sick as hell.
Yeah, it's really the best console I've ever had in my life. I'd say so. No fanboy shit. I really
are. It is. I mean, you were a PlayStation guy last gen. You went where the games were. Nobody can blame you for that.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the reason why I chose the Xbox, and Mooch has talked about this a few times, Sony's financially struggling, and they have made a little money, and it's going to that VR shit. But before this generation started, they hadn't made money in a long time. They were liquidating assets. For all you dumbasses who don't know, that means selling their shit to pay their bills. All right, that's not good when you're running $1 million company and you got divisions and people that you're paying and employees you got to keep happy and studios you got to keep happy. They lost the people who made SOCOM and all this. And you hear, oh, these guys are not gamers. And I don't understand it whenever you say something like that. And there's actual evidence. And now we're, what, 3 years into this, and the PlayStation is struggling, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Mooch? What game and what feature are you looking
The game I can't wait to play and to experience is the true next generation game of these next gen consoles is Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Quantum Break is going to redefine a lot of the way you have to stop and think about the first time you ever played Max Payne. When you played the first Max Payne, I remember, listen, that was the first time I said, wait a minute, I'm actually slowing the game down.
I agree with that one.
You know, I was like, wow, what is this? And I actually wanted a friend to take the controller and play it because I wanted to watch it. I was like, wow, that's fucking amazing. So the game is just going to change. It changes the way we use physics in the game. You know, you're going to be able to slow the game down, which we're used to. Max Payne's done that, which was Remedy. And now we're going to be able to actually move items and fight in real time while your environment is in slow motion. As far as the feature goes, I've been waiting since the day I heard Albert Pinello mention it in 2013. I want the true, real deal family sharing to come back. I want to be able to buy my games, and I would like to be able to share them with my family, my friends, and not have to give them my social security number to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't like, you know, everyone says, oh, Mooch, you can do that with one friend. You just got to give them your blood type, a blood sample, your social security number, and your wallet. I'm like, listen, there's a lot of people I feel very comfortable doing that with. I just don't want to, you know? I just don't want to. Like, I want the real deal family sharing to come back. The way that I would see they do it is something very similar to the way the phone companies, back before they gave us unlimited minutes and unlimited text options with phone calls and texting, we used to be able to pick 10 phone numbers that you wanted to pick for unlimited, and then you know those 10. So you pick 10 people or 5 people or whatever they're probably gonna limit it to 5 or maybe even only 2. 2 would be fine. But just give us those 2. We'd have to put in their gamer tags and probably one piece of decent information, so that way Xbox could track it, because they have to keep track of the licenses.
Yeah.
And then, you know, give us our family sharing. It was mentioned. I understand that it's our fault that they had to retract it. The people spoke, not us, but the people spoke, and they had to retract it because without, you know, pinging your system every so often to make sure licenses were in place, there was no way that they could actually have family sharing work. So family sharing and Quantum Break crap. You see that in 2016. Those are Xbox. Those are 2 key things for Xbox to win.
Hell yeah!
In a couple of months.
I agree. What about you, Titanfall Princess? What one feature and what one game are you most looking forward to? High and dry on Titanfall Princess.
Whenever you're ready.
High and dry.
Well, high and dry.
Yeah. What
Okay,
one
well,
feature?
I agree with
and what
the
game?
family sharing.
Okay.
Family sharing, and I actually have 2 games, which is Crackdown and Gears 4.
Okay.
I love Gears of War. I love Gears of War, and Crackdown I think is great, but I do agree on Quantum Break though as well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say
I do agree with that.
I have somebody that tweeted me, which this might be the better way to get comments nowadays, but he bought 8 says, I know he's not in the panel, but his most anticipated feature would be OG backwards compatibility, OG Xbox backwards compatibility. And I agree. I think that would be a really nice feature. The media wouldn't care much, but if you're like if you got a stack of original Xbox games, you know, I think that would be a cool feature.
True that.
Maybe not something that the whole mainstream media is going to get behind, but it'd be cool to play KOTOR. You know, if they could implement a way to get some kind of achievements for doing those 2, all the better. You know what I mean? Like, hey, complete the game, get 500 gamer score or whatever.
You know what? Like, shout out to Hebot, because you know what? I never even thought of that. Yeah. But, you know, I'm a complete sucker for OG Xbox games. So if
I mean, Crimson Skies, all that stuff. And you know what's interesting is, right? Like, there might be people that weren't alive or old enough to play some of those games. So even though, like, we gave Sony crap for doing the only option to play the PS2 games is to rebuy them. To have those OG Xbox games in the store on the Xbox One, I think would be a win. You know what I mean? Like you had the option. You know, you could also get them used.
I'll probably buy a digital. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just me.
And then obviously I'm looking forward to Quantum Break and Gears 4, but I'm really looking forward to the Gears 4 beta. Isn't that
March sometime.
Yeah, sometime in early part of the year. I'm really excited for that. You know, I'm hoping that gets a lot of people.
I guess that's
up
another
for-
reason why Uncharted 4 got delayed too, because of
I
that.
think a lot of people look forward to Gears 4.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, that's it. And, you know, again, I'm looking forward to a lot of the stuff, the background music, obviously Crackdown 3, the Cloud I want to see. You know, everybody's going to be talking about this
Right.
next year, the Cloud and Crackdown 3. You know,
They got so much shit coming out that you can't help but be so excited for what's coming out next year.
it's going to be all eyes on
guys
Xbox
agree?
next year.
Would you guys agree if I said 2016 is the greatest lineup, not in Xbox history, but in gaming history, period?
Yeah, I mean, look, if they come out with the game, if all these games are, and there's games that aren't even announced yet that are going to come out, and just listen to this list. I mean, they're well-known games.
That's right. They're not announced yet. Surprises coming.
Fable Legends, Halo Wars 2, Sea of Thieves, a brand new IP from Rare, Recore, Quantum Break, Crackdown 3, Forza Horizon 3, Scalebound, Killer Instinct Season 3, Gears of War 4. That's a lot of, and that's not even counting some of the smaller titles that we're gonna see.
Like Cuphead or something like that.
Yeah,
And that's not even counting the secrets they got.
I have a feeling we'll see Battletoads next year.
I think so too. You know, I think that there might be.
Look at his Twitter picture. He's holding Rash in his hand. It's like an avatar of him holding that.
Yeah.
It's
The only
clear
thing,
as
like
day.
I said before, they got to bring each one out at the right time. They got to launch them at the right time. Each
Yeah,
one.
they need a gap in
You can't bring
between.
them all out a day ahead of each other. They got to bring them out at the right time. And
Yeah.
I think
Like I
that
said,
you know,
they need a gap in between, man. They can't have it too close to all the heavy hitters. You know what I mean?
yeah, get some out early part of the year, and I think that's what they need to do. I want to thank you guys all for stopping by, and man, we had like damn near 300 on a Wednesday night on this podcast. I think that's pretty damn impressive. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to Blackie Lebowski, Iron Wolf, Titanfall Princess, the Mooch 78. We got a really good panel. They all know their shit. You know, they deserve your guys' support because they're actually Xbox people that, you know, care about the community and do those things. So, you guys all have a safe New Year's.
don't forget about Titanfall Princess.
I said Titanfall Princess, and make sure you guys don't drink too much and all that stuff.
Oh, you must have blocked out a bit of time. I'm just playing with you, crap. Come on now.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you guys, you know, have a safe one, man. I really mean that, man. I want everybody to have a real safe New Year's and be good and be kind to each other, man. Don't start with all this drama crap because it's just video games, all right? Rack 'em up, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Keep it up.